Here we are going to demonstrate how to simplify a linear expression. And here we have this linear expression and we have an example. So let's put an example. Let's change this to, let's say, 12. Let's change this to, well, that's not 12, that's negative 12. Let's change this to subtract 8. And let's change this to subtract 5. And let's change this to subtract 3. Now, it is very interesting and very important to note the words you can say when you see that sign. There are a list of words you can say. You can say negative, you can say subtract, you can say take out, you can say remove, you can say opposite direction. Okay, you can say oh. Now, it is very common to say negative, but please, I'm promoting and you can practice saying negative only when it stands by itself. So you see, only when it's hanging up there by itself on the left side of the number of the coefficient, say negative. But when it's in between terms in an expression, try not to say negative, because negative is like an adjective, but you need a verb so that you can know what to do. So here I might not say, you say negative 8 is okay, but I will discouraging to use it with negative 8. Say subtract 8. You see, that will be like negative 12 subtract 8. Okay, you're going to take out 8 from negative 12. Okay, so I would say there's subtract 5 or minus 3. Okay, so you can say negative 12. You can also say minus 12 here, although that there's nothing there on the left side to minus from. So that's why I might just say negative 12. But you can still say minus 12. So if something comes here, minus 12, but you can say negative. But here, try to reduce, say negative when it's in between here. So this is negative 12. Why? Now, we have to group like terms together. Like terms are terms where the letters sound exactly the same. Whatever letter you see, you are repeating exactly the same. So here I'm saying Y and here I'm saying X. So this, I'm not saying the same thing. So Y is not like X. Y is not similar to X. Y is not identical to X. Because I'm saying different sound, different letters. I'm saying Y here and I'm saying Y here. So I'm saying exactly the same thing. So therefore now, they are like each other. But let's separate the terms in the meantime. So that's negative 12Y. That's, you're subtracting 8X here. You're subtracting 5Y here. As you can see, I am bracketing the signs together with the coefficient because they belong to each other. Okay, so we've got 4 terms here. Negative 12Y, subtracting 8X, subtracting 5Y, minus 3X. So bringing like terms together now, we are saying, mentioning the same sound of the letter Y and Y. Yes. So let's carry that and bring that next to minus 12Y and X minus 8X minus 3Y. 3X, sorry. Now, let's simplify. Let's start to talk about the coefficient now. So let's identify that Y. So now, minus 12 minus 5. Okay, a minus in 12 and a minus in 5. And here the word and. So and in arithmetic is plus. Okay, so you are minus in 12 plus minus in 5. Okay, so you are minus in 17. That's why a negative and a negative is a negative. Okay, sometimes you might hear, even teachers say a negative and a negative is a positive. No, a negative times a negative, that's a positive. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. But a negative and a negative is a negative, because when you are saying and, you are doing more negative. More means you are adding. Okay. The word more means you want more, you are adding. You are adding more negatives. So that's negative 17. Same here, a -8 and a -3. Because if I have to put a sign between those brackets, see how I separate those terms. I have a -12y and a -5y. That's -12y plus -5y. Okay. So another thing you can do, although it's not totally necessary, but really and truly, after we separate those four terms, and I want to put something between them, an operation, it has to be a plus because it's an and. That's -5y and -8x. That's -8x and, okay, -3x. So a negative and a negative is a negative, so that's negative. Because you're minusing. You're minusing and you're minusing, so you're minusing more, -11x. I just realized I did the question, I did not modify the, just a minute. Okay, all right. I'm just wondering that -8x. Okay, yeah. I was just confusing that -8x from that -8x. But these are two different -8x. Just remember, a negative and a negative is a negative.